Welcome along to a brand new era. Welcome to the Gfinity Arena, and welcome along to the Elite Series. Yeah!
I'm ridiculously good. You don't want to play me.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna keep it. Oh, one in. Oh, the me! Takamura clinches it for his team.
Bad choice of button, though. This could be the end.
Tensions? Nah, I don't know what tensions is.
There's no team there that should even be able to touch us, not a single team.
You can see the seeds of doubt in his mind, wants to just try and go for the peak. Fight the headshot! He gets 2 frags, 3 frags! Endpoint could take the win right here, right now!
The global, worldwide phenomenon that is Rocket League.
Right, here we go.
That right there is Rocket League.
Oh my goodness, what a game. What are we seeing?
This is huge.
Where do Endpoint go from here?
4 minutes into overtime.
I ignite with an incredible finish.
This series is impossible to call.
Oh, what are you doing? Crave! Oh, that's brilliant!
Ah, look at that beautiful, beautiful audience. Okay, let's get our final thoughts from Onset and Gregan. Predictions, please, gentlemen. By the way, loving the Gfinity badges that we've got, which I'm sure some of those people in the audience have managed to get. If you come on down to the Gfinity Arena. Listen, predictions, please, on this match.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Infused for this one, but I think we are going to see a Game 5. I think a lot hinges on the consistency of Team Infused. If Doomsy has good performances like he's had and Ignite plays how he has, I can't see them losing, but I think there's a strong Prophecy lineup there, so it's going to be a tight one.
Okay, and just to let everybody know, if this is your first time watching Rocket League, there cannot be a draw. It goes to overtime. There has to be a winner in each of the series, which means it will go best of 5. There will be 5 potentially. Go on, Gregan, what are you saying?
See, Team Infused undefeated up to this point. I feel like they're going to carry on that streak, but I think Prophecy are going to put up a huge fight. I don't think it's going to be quite Game 5. I think it's going to be 3-1 Infused.
Ooh, almost copied what Onset said, but he changed it just at the last moment. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to throw over to our casters, our commentators for today. There they are. Shogun, you were just sat in the audience, and now you're back there. And Johnny Boy.
I'm so fast to go from there to here. Honestly, they underestimate me. They underestimate me every day.
Are you excited about this last matchup of the day? And do you agree with guys over here, Gregan and Onset, about the result?
I mean, personally, I think they're right. The games will be close, but I'm going to say 3-0. It's been 3 3-0s so far today. I think we're going to see another one, although I would love to see 5 games like Onset predicts.
I'd have to go with the same thing. I am predicting a 3-0, but the entertainer, the broadcaster inside me, wants 5 games.
Of course we all do.
There's completely different things here, so I'm going to allow my heart to speak on this one.
Okay, thank you for letting your heart out, and it sounds so beautiful. I'll leave it in your capable hands, gentlemen.
Thank you. And we will get into it. Game 1 of Infused versus Prophecy. Very excited to see how we get started here. I think it's so important for Infused in particular to start off strong, because if they do that, I don't think that they're ever going to let off the gas.
I really feel like Infused, especially Doomsy, has been helped by more solidarity around him. Ignite has become a very consistent player. We already know how consistent Sebadam is, and that has helped stabilize the often enigmatic Doomsy.
Yeah, Ignite's been a huge, huge clutch player as well. The carrying his team when he needs to, saving them when he needs to. I've been so impressed because there's been a couple of players like that who just show up at their first ever LAN and they really step up to the plate. This will be close games, I expect. Will it be a close series score though? Looks like a strong start, but bar down and out. The worst possible outcome from that shot for Ignite.
Just a slight warning shot right there from Team Infused, reminding Team Prophecy who the league leaders are. As Sebadam will layer yet another one, but Mummy Snow, very smart with his positioning.
Great clear.
Just keeps himself somewhere where he's allowed a full range of motion, gets himself in front of the way, and also did not allow the follow-up.
Ignite looking very threatening from the beginning. Drawing out a couple of good defensive plays from Prophecy. I do think that if Prophecy are going to be able to take this, the counter-attacking and the passing are going to be paramount. They've talked about that before themselves. They love to pass. They rely on it. So if they can find a good rhythm, transitioning the ball from defense to offense with passes, I think that is their best way to break down this Infused lineup.
Certainly will need someone to hang around that midfield area, so they have got options to achieve those passing plays, because Team Infused, very strong team at suffocating their opponents into their final half. as they continue to layer shots towards the net. Both these teams, though, still at a deadlock. Although that could be broken. 2 players committed, but there has been a good recovery.
Double commit.
And there's a double commit. Now we're going to see that counter-attack that he brought up earlier. Flarky has got options. Mummy Snow to the side, but he will go by himself. And that is going to give the opening lead to Prophecy.
Great dribbles from Flarky. He's wearing the tiara in-game, albeit he's not wearing it out of game. That is going to be a really, really tough one to stop for just about any goalkeeper. 1-0. He had the pass option open, but he decided to go it alone. Great solo play from Flarky from the ground.
I asked him earlier, that's his serious hat. The same way as, like, if you pull it all the way around, that's when you know you're going to be trying for your very best. That's what Flarky told me earlier.
It's try-hard hat.
Yeah, I thought his tiara was going to be the try-hard hat, but apparently not.
No. He needs to adapt to that one still. He's not quite used to it.
Might hurt his head a little bit. I can imagine the pointed edges on the side there really digging it.
It was fabulous, though.
Oh, not so good against that, Johnny.
I think Doomsday should get one.
Doomsday's head's way too large for that. Absolutely.
Well, they're going to have to make a comeback here, our Doomsday and the boys. We thought that they would be the team to start strong with Ignite. Looking dangerous in the first few seconds, but this is now 2-0. Flarky with the bump plays.
Yeah, and it's just that slight misposition that you can get by doing that completely ruins the rotation, and that means that when that ball bounces down, no one's back. To save that sort of thing, you need to have someone either in the net or coming in from the side. Otherwise, any touch you get is going to just be an own goal. And that bump made everything slow down. And Prophecy, against the undefeated Team Infused, are having their dream start.
And I did like that kickoff from Infused. Potentially losing the ball to the back left, or was it back right, sorry, from their perspective. But there's a lot of lofted passes getting launched towards Prophecy's end. And if there's anything we know about Prophecy, they're not going to be afraid of an aerial battle. They'll never shy away from a high ball. Are Infused going to keep launching this ball into the air at their opponents? I'm expecting that to not be the case. Look out for Sebedam taking it to the ground like they did against Method in their 3-2 win a couple of weeks back.
Well, so far, Prophecy doing a very good job of not giving them a choice. Sebedam has actually got a goal to aim at, and he will do it. All 3 members of Team Infused basically barreling forward and just saying, there is no way this doesn't go in the net, because we will ensure it.
Sebedam has just enough speed to get to that ball first. Ignite it was. With the almost steal, Doomsday will get the credit. Little bit of an overcommitment from Prophecy, with all 3 players taking themselves out of the game simultaneously. They do still have the lead under their control. A lead which, with teams that usually defend this well, can be valuable. Flarky with a little bit of fortune, but credit where credit is due. That is a hitbox.
That bounce completely caught Doomsday out. Tried to get himself back, but unfortunately Ignite did get blocked. And there we go, Prophecy will breathe a sigh of relief. After almost having that lead snatched away from them, they have managed to reopen the gap and will be able to feel comfortable yet again.
It's a completely new Prophecy from what we saw last week. I do wonder if they're playing with or without comms. We heard Mummy Snow saying that they're a team that doesn't rely so much on communication. Everything's just automatic for them if they're playing at their best. It'll be a great one week if we could have a listen in. We'll hear exactly what they're talking about. Ignite Rattles a crossbar again. They need more than that. Another great offensive play on the retreat from Mummy Snow. This is very difficult for Infused to get any meaningful rotation going with so many bumps and demos coming in from Prophecy.
Yeah, but every time it has been achieved, more time ticks away. In the first game of this best of 5, Team Infused still find themselves 2 goals trailing. But they have an opportunity to try and pull this one down, but every single time it's been in the air, oh wow, Sebedam tried to take it the entire way with his opportunity at the rebound. But still running out of time, and Prophecy, shots like that, they can score, that would be nice, but the whole point of it is just to waste time, and that's the reason why Sniper is sticking around, just wants to be a nuisance.
It is impressive that Prophecy are the team who managed to score the only dribbling goal so far. That's the sort of thing we expect from Sebedam, maybe Ignite as well, after his stellar Week 2 performance. That is Flarky, who has been involved in just about everything offensively for Prophecy at the moment, showing up in unexpected locations. And with that miss from Infused. It looks like Prophecy will be taking game 1. 3-1. It did look quite comfortable for them, Shogun.
Team Infused are just being baited into the wrong style of game. Every single time Prophecy have got the ball, they are just launching it. And unfortunately, no one from Team Infused is taking the time to control the ball, bring it down, get some passing plays, get some dribbling plays. Instead, every time they get it, they are trying to aerial. They have no control after that. They have got no stage 2 with that plan. And unfortunately, that means Prophecy picking their game style and winning with that game style.
Yeah, it was a very, very solid dribbling play from Flarky that started things off. But before that, iGnite had a couple of chances. It's a very good flick. The speed on that dribble from Flarky is what made it so deadly. And then Flarky was the one who bumped Infused defenders out of the way to clear the path for Sniper. And a brief comeback was immediately shut down by the aforementioned with a bit of a fortunate dunk.
Certainly was, but Prophecy will not complain. They will take the opening game against a very momentum-based team in the form of Infused. If things start going wrong, especially Doomsy, he can get himself in his own head.
They get wound up for sure.
That'll come down to what we mentioned earlier as to whether or not having iGnite around will help stabilize, having another voice there say, calm down, we're all good.
Yeah, iGnite has been so consistent so far for Team Infused. And look out for Sebadam, we keep saying it, but his ground play really did cause so many problems for Method. And I personally see a lot of similarities between the way that Method and Prophecy play. So if Infused want to win this series, like they did against Method, a team many people would consider superior to Sniper, Maui, Snow, and Flarky, they need to start passing, they need to start grounding the ball, try to draw in the members of Prophecy, find space behind. That's another accidental dunk and a shot from Flarky. Lacking pace though this time.
But still, Prophecy are going to have their opportunities to continue this offensive pressure. iGnite, lovely double touch there. Hits the ball once, then recovers, follows it up as quickly as possible. This is going to allow Team Infused with a great pass there from Doomsy off the backboard, and there will be no follow-up. They realize Prophecy had taken control of the ball, but there comes iGnite, and he is going to absolutely nail it.
This is phenomenal play by Doomsy, both in the previous pass and that one right there. He did exactly what we wanted to see from him. He could have shot that ball initially, but instead, power slide turn, cuts it directly infield, causing a ton of pressure, which Prophecy were not able to cope with. 1-0 Team Infused. It looks like we may be going the distance. Oh, that's a huge whiff from Flarky. We've seen him do this before. Just jumping past a bouncing ball in goal.
Just completely mispositioned himself. It looks like he was caught between two minds of either aerialing straight to the ball or trying to come off the wall for the save, and the long clear. As I try and complete my sentence without being distracted by our fantastic crowd that we have here in the Gfinity Arena. But Team Infused now having their own version of the previous game, putting themselves up by 2 goals against Prophecy.
Oh, what a shot. What a save, though. Mommy Snow contorts his car just wide enough to keep that one out the net. It's all Infused right now, though. iGnite looking to light this, ignite the fire even more. He has been, for me, the standout player on this exact trio when we've seen them play. More bump plays, though, bringing Prophecy a little bit closer.
Yeah, Doomsy just a little bit too far forward. Mummy Snow will take the shot. I actually thought that they ran out of time after Flarky missed the original hit, but thankfully for them, iGnite was completely out of boost, unable to rotate himself back in time. And Prophecy, you know that number will be ringing in their ears. 71% is the amount or the percentage of people that thought that Infused would take this win. You know for a fact that they would love to make everyone think, you know what, we should have voted for them.
And Infused know that too. Our team, I believe, prefer to be the underdogs. They don't like it when teams, or when the people predict them to win. They much rather have no pressure on their shoulders. Can they go for it? Oh, Doomsy puts in the third. Stellar performance so far from the Infused captain.
Prophecy are really struggling to get players out for blocks, but with precision like that, just takes it around the side of the charging defender. Team Infused This is exactly like the first game, actually. 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. But we still have plenty of game left to go. But that could be number 4, and it will. Doomsy, big challenge, big goal, big lead.
Yeah, nothing more to say. Look at that challenge from Doomsy. Gets way over the top of the defender, who might have been looking for a mind game, but a little bit risky to be going for a mind game that quick off a face-off. Nobody had really established a proper rotation, collected the boost that they so badly desire on the Prophecy side.
Mind games will not ever work if you are facing directly at your opponent who is directly in front of the goal. You do need a little bit of angle to try and force it. Unfortunately,
great pass.
Does not happen. There will be no follow-up. Seems like Prophecy struggling for speed, struggling for boost. As they enter into the second half of this game, struggling to get themselves back.
Yeah, 4-1, even with half the game to go, is a large lead for Prophecy to be faced up against. We haven't seen much of Sebedam this game, but he has not really put a foot wrong. He's just taking up that usual position, trying to sweep as well as he can. Good turn away from the ball there. Little things like that are what Sebedam is doing to help his team win. He doesn't want to commit forward to a challenge unless he knows 100% that he can win the race to the ball. Make sure to get something at least a 50-50 or better.
Especially when you're in the lead like this, as the final player on any team.
Oh yeah.
There is really no need to be making any risky plays. Sebedam does get beat to that, but Doomsy has him covered. And that will explain the reason why Sebedam is playing that a little bit more offensively than we have seen him from the last couple of minutes. Oh, that touch will also take out Flucky, but the follow-up can happen from Mummy Snow. But it just takes too long and allows everyone from Team Infused to position themselves. These shots could be dangerous, but too much angle. And there is going to be multiple commits. Do Prophecy still have the boost to continue this play? Almost managed to get it done. Unfortunately for Prophecy, everything they threw at the net, none of it went in.
It was a good pass by Sniper from close range. But yeah, like you said, a good pass is not good enough. They need goals, 3 to be exact. And that is only going to reward them with overtime. But with Sebedam anchoring so well, it does not look likely. Oh, there he is again. Ignite. Oh, Ignite Doomsy. Point blank range saves, back to back. And the ball, it refuses to get away from that back wall. Mummy Snow so desperately looking for a shooting angle, he just can't find one from that position.
Sebedam and Infused. The defense looks really sloppy, but when you look at it properly, Sebedam is being used as the first line of defense, getting a save, and then it's Doomsy and Ignite, they don't really care which one, is trying to come in and clean up whatever danger has been caused, because saves not always a guarantee that you're going to be out of defensive pressure. You do need help, and you do need to get that ball out of your half. Although that is going to be a big miss. Unfortunately, nobody on Prophecy expecting that to happen, so there will be no follow-up. And Team Infused are going to equal up this series at 1 game apiece.
Oh, can they go one better? Almost. Ignite wants 5. He wants to try to crush the Prophecy momentum even more as the pendulum swings very far into Infused favor now. We saw 3-1 for Prophecy in the first game, 4-1 for Infused in the second game. Will we see 5-1 for Prophecy in the third game? That is, I believe, the natural progression.
Oh, don't do this to me, Johnny. You know I love a pattern. That would just be impressive to start with for Prophecy to score that much.
5-1 over Infused would be very impressive.
Yes.
I don't think anybody's beaten them by 4 goals so far. But there was a few defensive whiffs starting to creep in, which is not what you want if you are a Prophecy fan. That's just the pressure of going up against a team like Infused. They're always in and around the box so early that mistakes are likely to creep in.
So right now, Prophecy really do need to start finding their footing. These long balls no longer working, but the passing plays have given them opportunities. It's just been the finish that has not quite been there, so they know what they need to do. They do know what they need to change. Now, whether or not they can do it, because Infused are going to be a team that will be very happy to start a midfield challenging style of game rather than these long balls.
Yeah, it's not panic time at all for Prophecy. They will be, I'm sure, very confident going into this third game, but they do need to change something, and I think that they just need to be a little bit quicker to challenge those balls at the edge of the box. As Doomsy is cheating up mid-game. We say that people cheat often on face-offs, But in my opinion, cheating can happen at any time in Rocket League. You just want to be somewhere before the ball actually arrives in that location. And Doomsy, very good at that in Game 2. Will he continue that into Game 3? He was scoring a lot of goals for Infused, but we are about to find out if they can continue that momentum. I think it's likely at this point, with such a large swing in scoreline, it's going to be really hard for Prophecy to bring this back in their favor.
Certainly is. They are going to need to try and get some momentum back anyway. But in terms of Prophecy, what I really want to see from them right now is a roaming player. They've got people back. They've got the ability to clear the ball. There is no follow-up, and especially with Infused always going for that standard rotation, always keeping someone back, that means that it will always be covered by the defender. So if they can leave someone in that midfield area, that gives them two new options. Either A, they can go for a redirect, they can go for some passing plays, or B, and what was working so well for them in game number 1, get yourself some demos, get yourself some bumps.
And I believe that player may be Flarky. He caused a lot of problems in the first game from that upfield position. Like you said, bumps, demos, knock-ons, redirects, all things that we're used to seeing from him. And even a solo dribbling goal, that is something that we're not used to seeing from Flarky, if I'm going to be honest. He is never one to boast too much about his ground game. Hold on, the gates are wide open for Ignite.
Speaking of things that are rare, complete whiffs like that from Mummy Snow. You just never expect to see it happen. And Ignite will look at that and say, thank you very much. And the momentum shift even further now against Prophecy. They needed a good start to this game. They haven't got it.
This is very worrying. It was Mummy Snow who had the whiff on the second goal that Infused scored in Game 2. And now again, he's called into question. He looks lost for where to be at the current time. He's in a very, very awkward and precarious position. All he can do is hit it towards Dooms. He gets rescued by Flarky. Does Mummy Snow.
That's exactly what we needed to see.
Sniper!
Flarky was playing absolute mayhem in the background. You can see him after this happens. He takes the boost and he's just annoying everybody. But the placement on that shot, we cannot understate. Puts it behind the players because you can't drive backwards. You can drive forwards perfectly well.
It's hard to boost backwards in Rocket League. It would have almost needed a half flip off the wall there to block that shot, and who knows where the clear ball would have gone. Are Prophecy going to let Flarky continue to run riot up front? Of course, we will expect to see him rotate back. Even aggressive players in Rocket League take their turn to defend every once in a while. It is only 3 versus 3. You can't leave your 2 teammates alone at the back. But speaking of alone at the back, another chance goes bar down. Rebound is on net, but slowly Infused have had quite a few arguments with the crossbar so far. The crossbar has not been kind to them. That's a very good pass by Sebadam. Will anybody read it? Ignite is there, but no one backing him up on the same flank.
No, Sebadam did land pretty poorly though, so I can understand Doomsy's reasoning. And oh my goodness, Mummy Snow! How on earth did you manage this?
This is all Mummy Snow himself. One touch off the ceiling, and he sticks it in the bottom corner.
Hello,
he jumped off the ceiling to get to that ball quicker. We could not appreciate how good that was because he came out of the defensive blind spot. But that is a phenomenal goal by Mummy Snow.
I think the defense would like to find their chance to save that because there wasn't one.
Good luck. How can you ever see that coming? Mummy Snow with the self setup and then the presence of mind to jump off the ceiling just to get down to the ground quicker. Of course, in Rocket League, jumping off the ceiling is a downward acceleration. I don't think we can give Mummy Snow enough credit, but where he has been so impressive in offense, his defense continues to be a little bit lacking. Once again, Doomsy is first on the scene for the tap-in.
Prophecy, you can score the greatest goals in the world, but if you cannot defend them, then they are not worth much. As we're going to start heading towards the second half of this game. We are all tied up, and after a very solid first game, for both teams, they've had one very solid game each. This time around, they've just taken off the gloves and decided to start levering at each other.
And I'm looking out for more of these bumping plays. Everybody on Prophecy on the outward rotation, looking for the bumps as Mummy Snow lights up Ignite. Team Infused are going to have to start fighting fire with fire. They need to show some aggression themselves. Oh, look out for the dunk. Ignite was following there. Mummy Snow does well this time. Hold his own.
The big problem for Team Infused is with the way they are playing, they can only ever send one, but that's going to be a big passing play. Sebadam breaking and making himself a little bit more offensively focused, gives options to the rest of his team, and that is exactly what they need. Sending one player against the Prophecy defense, even if it has been shaky at times, will not be enough. You need options. And these teams have gone from being very cagey in game one to now leaving players all over the pitch. And that is going to create much better chances for both sides.
Now is the big time for these teams. Who is going to step up? The final 90 seconds. One goal now could be the winner in a game which has been very, very close. A couple of defensive misplays from Prophecy, and then a couple of very, very well done first bump plays, and then the solo goal from Mummy Snow. It's all been Prophecy dictating the third game here, whether it be their own demise or the demise of Infused, and the ball ricochets off the crossbar once again. Approaching the final minute, it really does look like the next goal will be the one to settle this. Misread from Ignite. This is Doomsy all alone at the back. Mummy Snow getting a solid dunk. The ball is in a dangerous position. Infused not getting the same hard clears, the same quality of hard clears they did earlier.
Certainly have not. It seems like they are playing a little bit more tensive, but Doomsy has got option.
Again.
He can go for Ignite, who's got an open goal to aim at. Prophecy over-rotate, and they get punished for it.
This has been a consistent problem for Prophecy. Ignite does well. You see, all he's thinking about there is placement. He knows that the defender is way, way too late to the scene. But well played by Doomsy. That's not the first time that we've seen him do that. Looking for the pass downfield. Even though the net was open, it is faster to pass and let your teammate accelerate the ball themselves on its way to the net. Will Prophecy be able to find an answer? Sniper is the one player that we're looking at to step up and do something phenomenal. Infused looking very, very solid right now, and that shot is on net. Again, the crossbar coming to the rescue of Prophecy.
We're going to now enter the final 10 seconds of this matchup. Prophecy have not been able to mount anything since that potentially winning goal went past them. And it looks like they are still struggling not only to get an opportunity, but they've continued to miss the ball entirely. And when it comes to the pressure situations, Infused are coming out on top.
And perhaps even worse news for Prophecy is the fact that Doomsy is looking comfortable. You said he was a question mark, and he has been a question mark at times. But right now, Prophecy are in trouble because with so many defensive misses coming in, and Infused looking ready to take this game, it's going to be very, very tough for Prophecy to come back here.
Certainly will be. We can see now all of the goals in this series. That game so far. Take a look at this. Just sit back and appreciate, because barely anyone is capable of doing that in the world.
How do you even think to do that?
It's something that has only really become prevalent recently, but right there is something important. That is a goal we saw Infused score in week 2 against Method. Long ball by Doomsy over to the exact same person, Ignite.
I don't think we have appreciated that goal enough. We need someone else's abbreviation. Ariel is in the crowd, and I'm sure she liked that one as well.
I am indeed, and I nearly fell out of my seat because when Doomsy scored that second goal, these guys went crazy. They screamed so loud. I was like, oh, thanks. Okay, so a bit of a roller coaster of a match so far. I'm joined by Digital Bacon, best name ever. Tell me your thoughts on the game so far.
Absolutely amazing. I'm loving that, like, you know, going from those 3-0 sweeps to this, where it's top tier performances from both sides, just absolutely hammering on into the goal and just amazing saves on the back line from both sides. It's brilliant to watch.
Oh, loving it. And Pete here, you were chatting to me about the Rocket League community. Why is the Rocket League community so loving and supporting to each other?
Well, I don't know. Like, it's. I can't give you an exact reason, but it's just that this game is so, I guess, simple to follow and simple to watch, and it's so amazing.
Amazing. Well, we're going to go back to the match now. Let's call it. Let's see who wins, Prophecy or Infused.
Amazing.
Amazing.
To be honest,
it is.
It's a very short answer, but it can't be any more correct. The community.
It's not wrong.
All you have to do is take a look out. All you have to do is see the people that we've had on camera just from the community alone, let alone the players that we've had up for the interviews. You can understand exactly why Rocket League has taken off the way it has due to the support it has from its fantastic fans. But the big news right now, Infused, 2 games to 1. And with a win here, they will not only retake their lead in this tournament and go up to 12 points, but they will still remain undefeated. But they can't afford to do that. That's a no right there.
Well, we do know one of the analysts will be correct here. If Infused can win this, then we will have Gregan's prediction coming true.
Please no.
And if Prophecy can force a game 5, then Infused take it. We'll have Onset. I don't think anybody
Please, yes.
thought Prophecy were going to come out on top here. We all thought Infused would squeak it out. Prophecy have been able to cause problems for all 6 players in the field. And yes, I did say that intentionally. I think that Prophecy have been the ones who caused goals at both ends of the field.
Certainly have been. Sniper taking out 2 players with that. Now he's going to try and hound away at ignite. That opening goal from Prophecy, so important, but you do get the feeling that they do need another one because they have not looked comfortable on those 1-0 leads.
But then again, if they can hold on to a lead, if they can hold Infused to 0 in game 4.
I'm not convinced at this point. I don't think they can.
I don't either. I think this.
I'd say throw it all against the wall and just go for the outscoring style of game.
That's always been the Prophecy way. They're never one to sit back and let teams bombard them with shots. Mummy Snow does make contact, which has not been a consistent thing in defense. 1 minute gone. Pinch by ignite to back pass. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I mean, it was accurate. I'll give him that.
It worked very well.
Mummy Snow seemingly, and the whole of Prophecy have seemingly taken our advice. They are constantly aiming for that defense. I just don't want them to overdo it now, because doing that does pull yourself out of the rotation as well, so it's only ever really viable if you have a goal that can be scored almost within 3 seconds after you eventually do it. But these shots right now from Prophecy will not test Team Infused. They're too far out, and they are way too slow.
Yeah, I do like what they're doing. They just have to look out for that long clear, which has caught them out multiple times. Whether it be the long clear direct into the net or the pass. Flarkey shuts down Doomsy's dribble. Oh my goodness, the ball just can't decide where it wants to be right now. It's just pinging around Shogun. But it might find the back of the net. Sniper, once again, finds himself in the right place at the right time.
When did Flarkey become the best 1v1 player we have on this map?
I know ground game has been so on point for Flarkey this series. Something that he has never, ever tried to claim that he is good at. There's a great pass. Ignite was in the vicinity to take Mummy Snow out of the game, but he was being a little bit too nice. Just drove right by.
Certainly did, and we are already going to reach the halfway point of this game. It has flown by, but Prophecy will take their current position.
Still
1 goal up. However, they've looked very subdued since then, with Team Infused being the ones that really want this, maybe wanting it a little bit too much as a double commit, but Flarkey playing it long. Thankfully, he's got Sniper up there with him. This is much better from Team Prophecy. They are using their speed, and they have outpaced, outmaneuvered, and now outscoring Team Infused.
Mummy Snow sneaks into the forward position, and Flarkey and Sniper make it possible for him to get involved once again in the score sheet. He's not just here to make some flashy solo plays once in a blue moon. Mummy Snow loves the passing play himself as well. 2-0 Prophecy. Game 5 beckons. Of course, Infused have already secured 1 point for themselves. Any team that's able to take 2 games in a best of 5 loss does get 1 point in the scoreboard. 3 points going to the winner of any series, regardless of the score.
And let's put it like this. In Rocket League, there are different levels of pressure. There is playing casually, there's playing ranked, then you step up to proper, you play online tournaments, then you get things like this where it's a LAN. That is now where real pressure is. Then you get, where this could be heading, a LAN best of 5, 5th game tiebreaker. That is where true mental fortitude is needed. And those sort of games are less decided by skill and more by who is capable of retaining their regular play style.
Yeah, consistency is the name of the game. We said ignite may be the most consistent performer for this exact trio of Team Infused. We've seen a few different lineups be fielded by them. Whenever ignite plays, I have been very impressed with his consistency. Oh, Flarkey going for the double touch. Does get cleared by Doomsy, and necessary clear as well. Flarkey was on a good line to make his own rebound. Final minute, Infused, down by 2. However, leading the series by a single game. Whiffed by Mummy Snow in defense once again, but Ignite also unable to make contact on the center ball. It looks like game 5 beckons. Infused, unable to find any meaningful possession. Those long clears, which have served them so well in previous games this series, have been completely missing. And Flarky, once again from the ground, this time gets shut down.
Absolutely does, but he managed to take a player out of that. That is all they need right now.
Oh, it's
that
open!
is an absolutely big miss, and Prophecy's biggest foe is themselves.
Once again, they completely miss a routine clear. Doomsy, he had to believe that the ball was going to make it there. He knew there was a chance. It's been happening all day. Prophecy, unreliable in defense. Their own worst enemy. Oh, Mummy Snow coming off the ceiling again. We saw him scoring a phenomenal goal earlier with that exact strategy. This is only 2.
Oh, it's going to be open! Tied up! Oh my goodness, Johnny boy!
When Mummy Snow missed that ceiling shot, you knew he was going to be out the game for a long time. 2 at the back, both of them at the near post. Nobody covering the cross. 2 goals in a matter of seconds for Team Infused.
The room absolutely erupted, and why shouldn't it? Team Infused have absolutely no right to be within reach of this game, but now a follow-up here could finish it. No, it will not. We are in overtime, and Prophecy will be kicking themselves.
That is an unbelievable turn of events. And Infused will get the first chance. Flarky does not look confident. Another miss! Oh! No! Infused take it!
Wow. Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Prophecy have disintegrated at the back. Team Infused, in the final 20 seconds, have brought it back and will take this series 3-1 and remain undefeated.
That is perhaps the most ridiculous turn of events that we have seen in the entire Elite Series thus far. And you've got to feel bad for Prophecy. They had that game.
You can see it.
They had it in the bag. They were completely in control. And I think I could count, I'd need 2 hands to count the amount of defensive whiffs they made in the final 30 seconds of that match. Just literally a crumble is what we just saw.
I'm actually shaking.
Wow.
After that. That was so unexpected. I don't know what to say. How does that even happen? We're going to see the replays right here. It was a fantastic start.
Justice.
Prophecy could not have asked for a better start. They were primed and ready. We should be in a game 5 right now, Johnny, not discussing what went wrong.
They were doing so well. Comfortable 2-0 lead. They were holding Infused to 0. You said at the start of the game that it was unlikely they would be able to do so, and it's things like that. At the most important moment, the defense is just not there. Mummy Snow miles out the game for the last goal. And then double whiff. Flarky first, Mummy Snow unable to meet Sebedam at the edge of the box. And Sebedam gets the winning goal after a very silent and quiet defensive performance. But that's just unbelievable stuff from Infused versus Prophecy.
And this will be so difficult for them to escape in the future. Every time we see them now, it will be impossible to get away from the question of, are they really safe? Because after that, that shocking performance, will give full credit to Team Infused because they did so well at taking advantage of those mistakes, but they should not have happened. That was unbelievable, incredible. Let's ask our analysts what they expect. Over to you.
Unbelievable, incredible. What a game that was. Thank you so much, Shogun. What a great day it's been. And, well, I mean, that was incredible. I mean, 20 seconds left, and they managed to get 3 goals. It was brilliant. I mean, the gameplay from that, the audience were erupting every time the Infused scored a goal. Prophecy fans, quite quiet in the audience today, but I tell you what, I bet they cannot believe the fruit crumble that absolutely happened there. But 2-0 up, you did not expect that. But it's been a great day in week 4 of the Elite Series. 3-0 wins all across the board, apart from this one that finished 3-1 to Infused. And as you can see there is that love between Flark and Doomsy. I mean, what can we say after a match like that? It was brilliant. You thought the goal goes in, you think, all right, 2-1, but then 2-2, and then overtime, 7 seconds, all over.
My heart's still racing at the moment. Like, that was the most ridiculous series, and what a way to finish the day. I think me and Gregan was sat at the side of the stage going, nah, this is happening. This has happened. Like, it was, we couldn't believe what we were seeing. It was incredible performance from Infused at the end, but you have to say Prophecy, they fell apart as well.
And then it would suddenly turn into past 10. It has just happened.
Yep.
Gregan, you predicted it 3-1.
I did, yes.
Look at the smile on him. He's like a Cheshire cat.
To be honest, we were standing at the side, and I was like, well, looks like my prediction's wrong. And what, 30 seconds on the clock? That's the beauty of Rocket League. Anything can happen in those final moments. And it was just the calm, cool Doomsy sitting in the middle, waiting for them to overcommit, and he was able to finish it. And then Sebadam in that overtime, absolutely beautiful. So well done into Infused.
Well, let's say all of these nice things to his face. Let's welcome with a massive cheer, Doomsy.
Oh, Doomsy, we love you.
You're not supposed to sing it yourself.
Hey, you've got to love yourself.
Where do we start, Doomsy? The fans are in. You've got, in real life friends, you've got IRLs in today as well, who have been supporting you. How was that? What a great... Talk about how exciting that was for us.
That was nuts, wasn't it? That was so good. I don't know, we started off all right. We were a bit, like, I say cautious. We were just kind of hitting balls pointlessly. Wasn't too good. And then the second match, we were like, okay, let's actually start passing more. Let's stop just pointlessly hitting the ball and let's like focus because we need to change. We did, 4-1. We're like, okay, great, let's keep this up. But their positioning was so good. Like, Mummy Snow was all over the shop. So it was really hard to get past them. So when we scored like 2 goals in, was it like 30 seconds or something? I was just like...
It was a real crumble, but the celebrations, it meant a lot to you up there.
Yeah, I know. It's, even in a ranked match, like you score like a goal last second, it's like, yes! But no, like, on the stage, everything is like amplified tenfold. So like, even Seb was screaming. Now he is quiet. He is so quiet. But if Seb's making noise and screaming into the mic, you know you've done something good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, losing that first series, were you a little bit panicked at all?
No, not really. I mean, it was... the first game's always more like the testing waters phase kind of thing. But then, like, we knew what we were doing wrong, so we knew, okay, we'll know how to fix this. Because we did that versus Method as well. We were like, okay, we need to change some things, and so it was all right.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we were watching it. We were cheering away, Greg and Onset. I mean, what did you see in that? I mean, the stats will speak for themselves when we see them. I mean, here they are. Here he is. Here's your face, Doomsy. You're looking at your face on this panel. 7 goals, 2 assists, 4 saves. Goals to shot ratio, 43.8. Not bad at all. Looking at those stats, you happy with those?
Yeah, very happy. That was, I don't know, I mean, like, just overall, I think all 3 of us did really well.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty stable. And knowing me, I'm quite an inconsistent player, so the fact that I spent probably 3 out of the 4 weeks playing well is quite good progress for me.
Yeah, and there's some great goals, Greg, and we were loving the goals coming in and Onset. We were just loving it.
Do you know what adds so much to these goals? Because they're a full UK-based team, the crowd loves them. And that was UK versus European players. And if there wasn't a single... Well, there was a little bit of cheer for Prophecy, because some of their goals were incredible, but it was just the fact you have everyone backing you up. You can tell how much it means to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact you're unbeaten now, that must feel amazing.
Oh, like, I mean, the crowd here, like, kudos to you all, it's amazing. Like, whenever I'm playing and, like, we score, I'm like, a Doomsy chant gets me going, so, you know, can't go wrong there, it's great.
No, definitely the boys in red put the other team to bed. I've been working on that one for a little while. Onset, what did you, thank you very much. Just a slow hand clap. Unbelievable. I had a writing team work on that as well. Onset, what did you love about Infused play today?
I just want to go through those last 30 seconds or so in that last game. Just talk us through your positioning towards the end, because it seems like there was a couple of opportunities that just sort of fell into your lap. What was going through your mind, and what were you trying to do?
Whenever it's like that late in the game and you've got to score 2 goals, you just have to go for absolutely everything. You take positioning out the window, you're third man, you're just going for it. Forget about whether you might concede or whatever, you just have to go for absolutely everything. The problem was they've kept taking all the boosts. I had so little boost for so long, so I was trying to go for these opportunities, but I couldn't. But thankfully some nice balls came in front of the goal. I was like, okay, I'll have that, thank you very much. So that was all right.
Yeah. I mean, you obviously felt that pressure. 3 wins in a row for you. You get that 4th one today. How far can you go in this tournament? Because looking at those results today, Method got a 3-0 win, Endpoint 3-0 win, Team Envious 3-0 win. I don't need to tell you if you obviously can read, but Prophecy getting that 1 against you. How far can you go, and who out of those teams are you most looking forward to playing?
Well, Envious is going to be quite the battle.
Yeah.
Especially if they bring Remco on again.
Yeah, he's 80% sure he might be turning up.
80%?
Yeah.
Right, let's knock that down a bit, shall we? That's too high for my liking.
Because you take the lead again, 12 points at the top, Epsilon in 2nd place, looking very good today. I mean, reason at the bottom? Don't need to worry about too much about them.
No.
But Envious is the match you're looking forward to.
Yeah, they're gonna be really good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, gentlemen, been an absolute pleasure sitting with you today, having your win. You got the fans there that I'm sure will help me out on this one as they cheer for Team Infused getting that 4th win. No, they've let me down again. Doesn't matter.
No, I'm cheering for myself. Woo!
Listen, we said at the start, prepare for goals and the glory of Rocket League. I think you'll agree we gave you plenty of both. We will see you next week. Need to thank everyone involved with Gfinity and everyone for watching. Thank you very much. Lovely stuff, buddy. Lovely stuff.
Gets the first goal on the board. Wide open, Cheerio.
And that's a great passing play, and it will make the back of the net.
Remco is getting involved now.